First time I saw it. There's one. Commerce. Cover about maybe 8 years old. So any announcements?
Next week, Shabbat and Park. So it's going to be a good one. I can share the address with everybody. Text it to me. I'll send out an email and a text message regarding next week's Shabbat.
I didn't share it in the. No, I just was recording. So they look at that. How'd you like the Torah portion? It's good, right? Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm telling you. This is where the Nazarite vow. Blessing.
That's big.
I have yes on that.
That's good.
It's not my first class. Yeah.
There he is.
Hey, how's it going?
No baby this week.
Magic hat.
Now we're the same. I like it.
It's from the cartoon. I'm thinking of the cartoon.
Now we're on the same page.
Maybe it's
Page 1. That's page 1.
I'm getting it.
She got really tired yesterday. Because we went out and looked for space to work. She said, hey, I'm ready to work inside the house. But then she got exhausted.
Tell her.
Okay.
Yes, I will. Look at Leslie does that.
Good, yeah. Yeah, I was just seeing you much sleep last night. A few times, yeah. Not much more, 6 hours.
Charge already.
Mostly like an hour and a half.
So probably 2 more weeks. And I'll be
Well, he does almost everything I do. He's at work.
Really?
I try.
How do you get seats on the better?
Is there anybody in here?
So that's how we do it. Just harvest, and then eventually we'll.
Eventually it gets to the great
I'm planning all year round.
And there's been lots of talks and
I'm excited. It's already really tall. So probably 2 more weeks and a half. Okay. So just silence, stir fry also, right?
so like Tuesday night,
ready.
we told our town. I said, I'm gonna go to there's another rumor about that. There's a couple of local protests planned for daily. If they, yeah, and really, like I was talking to a friend of ours, one of our players, like,
So what's up with the parking?
realize the
Over here.
but they.
Yeah. Hi, nice to see you. Shabbat Shalom.
What's up, man?
Shalom, brother. Hey, Larry, nice to see you.
Shabbat Shalom, Larry.
Hi, Ann.
He's like, oh yeah.
I need to help you.
It just does that. I don't know why.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's an issue happening.
No, it's fine. It does it every time. I already tested it.
Well, no, he told me to help you.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So,
That's the way it was set up. So
yeah.
it's too late now. We can fix it for next time. That was not. I'm not going to blow it again. In other words.
No, I know. That's not the issue. I don't know what's going on. You will see what's going on. How's it now?
Uh-oh. We can find it. Go ahead and find a seat. Anytime.
He doesn't want to come inside.
All right. All right. So we have welcome, peace, shalom. I'm glad to see you all here, and doing Nassau, however you pronounce it, Nassau. Today, numbers 4 through 7. So, we already did that. All right. So let's open up in prayer. Abba, Yahweh, Father, we thank you for your words. Thank you for our brothers and sisters, friends. We're gathering together. We ask that you would please enlighten us with your presence. Please help us to experience your word. Your word is an expression of who you are, and we're on purpose showing us who you really are when we read your word. Sometimes we don't always jibe, so help us to change. Help us to have a soft heart. Pray that you would cause us to be very moldable. Play in your hands. And we ask that you would teach us, be our teacher. We pray for the sick among us, that they would be well, and that you would protect them, help us to minister to one another out of love. And again, we thank you for your word and this really sunny day. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Also, what I tack onto that, protect us from the enemy, from division, from argumentation. Amen. Go ahead. Start off with a familiar song, right? Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Sorry, I'm tricky. Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Aleinu Shalom Aleichem. Aleinu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Yerushalayim. Shalom Yerushalayim. Shalom Yerushalayim. Shalom Yerushalayim. Shalom, 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 Yerushalayim. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Shalom, 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 Yerushalayim. Shalom, 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 shalom. Shalom, Yerushalayim. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Hey! So, I printed out some words to some songs. See, we got a little bit shorter Torah portion today, so we have time to sing a few more songs, maybe. We'll see. And first one would be Psalm 80. I think that's, yeah, Psalm 80. The words are right here on the front. You guys got any? Where are they? Nobody's got it? Oh, okay. So, we're a little short, huh? Oh, okay. So we shall share. So we'll wing it. Generally, there's some songs where they don't use the name; they use Lord. So that's why I printed these out. Whenever you see the term Lord, you can substitute the proper name, Yahweh, or for God, you could say Yah or El. So that's what I tried to do in these words. So let's give it a shot. The words, I think, for this one are not on the screen. O Shepherd of Israel, you sat like a flock. You sit between the cherubim. Shine forth before us the way that dawn. Come and save us. So bless, oh God Almighty. Make your face shine upon us. We may be sad,
You have been bread of tears. They drank from the
You could also turn to Psalm 80 if you want.
We may be saved. Your highness come down and burn with fire. At your you come, you die. Let your hands on that. It's your right hand. The sun on that you raised up. It's your and make your face shine upon you. Restore us, O God Almighty. And make your face shine upon us. We may be saved.
So if you notice, we're talking about the Aaronic blessing, and Psalm 80, turns out, is asking about that. Has his face shine on us? And when you think about that, we're appealing to him to show us his face, as to have a relationship with him. Like, if I'm, I guess in way back before, if I was ashamed of something that my kids did, I might turn my face from them because, like, I can't really talk to them right now. You know, well, these people experience some broken relationship, we'll call it, right? They want to come back into the covenant. So they're appealing to him. Shine your face on us so we can be saved. I thought that was pretty neat. Touches me anyway, sorry. Can't tell. Okay. I was going to do 37 here. At this time, they're taken out into Babylon. They're praying for restoration. Psalm 137, if you want to look it up in your Bibles. Again, substitute Yahweh.
Lord, you will search me, and you know me.
Whoops, wrong one. Sorry.
You know when I sit and when I rise. You see my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all of my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you know it completely. You know it completely. You hand me in behind it before. You laid your hand upon me. And such knowledge, Lord, too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain. When I go beyond your spirit, where can I flee? From your presence, Lord, I go to the hills. I lay my bed against you are there. If I run away to the door, if I settle on my thoughts, I see the day you guide me. Right time past, and surely the darkness will hide me. The light become like night around me. Not even the darkness will not be dark to you. The night will shine like a day. The darkness be the light for you. Created by your free. You didn't need to care.
Make rooms on.
What I say to you. And wonderfully made. You were so wonderful. I know that you're there. If I make my bed in the day, you are there. If I run away to the door, settle on the far side of the sea, and then guide me. It was not you. I was there. Well, we're together. Well, we're together. That's all we are. That's all we are. Oh, my God. All the days are there. Oh, I take you. They will take me. Only once lost is the summer there. Words that come from they would not grains of the sound, grains of the sound. When I wake young, when I wake, I am still with you. I am still with you. I am still with you.
It wasn't 137. I think that was 139. Is that right? Yeah. So, but it was a good song nonetheless. Let's see. Okay. I'll do it. You know what? Actually, Psalm 19. Are you guys familiar with that one? It's a good song. It should be on the second page. Yah. I take away all the works of his hands. Day after day, they pour forth their speech. Night after night, display his knowledge. No speech, no voice is not heard. And for the sun, like a bright moon now, hallelujah, like a champion running his race and rejoicing. On the sun, like the champion, running his race and rejoicing. One more, Psalm 56. I'm sorry I'm short on song sheets. I thought I printed out 14, but I guess they didn't print or something. I don't know. Anyway, talks about his seeking Yah's mercy. Back to again, seeking him to restore the relationship. This one does have the words up on the screen, but use Yah and Yahweh. Merciful to me, O my enemies pursue me all day long. All the days their attack against me. Merciful to me, O my slanderers pursue me all day long. Many come to attack me in their pride. When I am afraid, O Yah, trust in you. Yah alone is worthy to be praised. Yah I trust and I will never fear. What can mortal man ever do to me?
Between my love and God, because my love is what I am. Even for a chance to see my life.
Take my life.
But I know how to never escape in your anger. God, bring down, bring down, bring down. But I know how to never escape in your anger. God, bring down, bring down, bring down. Bring down the nations. Bring down the nations. Bring down the nations.
Yahweh, list my tears,
List my tears upon your scroll.
then all my enemies, oh no, will turn back
When I call for help, recall my name. List my tears upon your scroll. And all my enemies will turn back when I call for help. Yes, I will.
God is for me.
God's
Word I praise, in God's word I praise, in Yah alone I trust, I will not be afraid. What can mortal man do to me?
I am under to you, oh my. I present my offering, thank offering to you. From death you have delivered, and my feet from suffering, that I may walk for I love. In the light of light of light of in the light of light of light, light of the light of light, light of light, light of light, in the light of light, the light of light, the light of light, in 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 the light.
That would be known as an imprecatory psalm or prayer. Does anybody have a good definition for that? I know Olivia does. What? Imprecatory?
Sorry, I haven't had a speech.
That's all right. You have a baby in your hand. Yeah. Oh, Josiah.
When you're calling young, judgment on your enemy.
Yeah. Right. A lot of times I notice here he's doing both. He's calling for restoration and he's appealing to him. Look at my enemies. They're twisting my words. Have you ever had their words twisted by people? Yeah, it happens. Go ahead.
What David intended for us gets turned back upon him.
That's what he's saying. He is asking for judgment. A lot of times I noticed, I don't feel inclined to ask for judgment on my enemies because I know I'm deserving also. But there's something to this in that when he talks about sometimes, strike him in the jaw, maybe knock a few teeth out. So Yah knows exactly what people need to hit bottom, to encounter suffering or consequences of their actions, and what they need to turn. And so there's something to that too. He also knows what I need too. So he allows us to encounter these wilderness experiences maybe, or difficulties or trials, tribulations. Count it pure joy, right? Okay, so we're going to keep going. No, I got a bunch of songs here. We're going to do the Shema. Go and stand up, if you would. Yeah, you might help your neighbor sitting in a couch. Sorry about that. Okay. Israel, Yahweh, Eloheinu, Yahweh, God, Baruch Shem Kavod, Malkuto, Leolam, Baruch, Yahasa Yahweh Elohecha, Bechol Levacha, Bechol Nafshecha, Bechol Nedecha, Be'hayulam Ha'arei, Asher Anuki, Esavecha Yom, Avecha, Beshinam Levanecha, Be'vartam, Beshinam Levanecha, U'Belektecha L'Gerek, U'Shambecha L'Necha, U'Shartam Le'ol Ha'yetecha, Le'hayu L'Totopom Enenecha, U'Tartam Le'sus O'Netecha, U'Li'Yisharecha, Be'Ha'tarecha Hamocha. Amen. And in English, hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our Elohim, Yahweh is one. And you shall love Yahweh, your Elohim, with all your heart, and with all your being, and with all your might. And these words which I am commanding you today shall be in your heart, and you shall impress them upon your children, and shall speak of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and shall bind them as a sign of your hands, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am Yahweh. You can be seated. It's
I can't
June.
walk over you.
That was so good. It's almost like you recorded it. Your prayers. Live or is it Memorex? Okay. Announcements. We have next Shabbat. We're meeting outside at a park. Details from Mr. Walker.
I'll be sending out an email and a text message later on this week, but we're going to be at Vista Park at 1701 Serafina Drive. It's over there off of Willow Creek and Willow Lake Road. It's actually about a half a mile down on Willow Lake Road, up in that little subdivision up there. So there's going to be, they have a gazebo. We're going to have 3 power strip outlets. There's a park there for the kids. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's a beautiful place. So we'll be there next week. I didn't ask about that. I'll find out. I'm sure there is one that there's a park. I'll check.
The what?
Restroom?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Do you happen to know the street you turn off of on Willow Lake Road?
When I send it out, I'll send it in a map form
Oh, okay.
so it has the directions.
Okay. I didn't know there was a park in there. So that's good. Another park. Okay. Any praise reports? Thanksgiving? Heather?
I'd like to have one of our families that talked to Crystal this morning, and they said surgery went well. It was longer than expected, but he is doing well resting at home. So he is
Fabulous. Good. Ryan. Mick, how is... Oh, Mrs. Mick just went downstairs.
As per the update that April gave us, he's doing better on the top half of it, but now he's experiencing some other symptoms. So he's taking this day to kind of rest up. His emergency room visit, they didn't find any gallstones, that's how I understand it. So no surgery, which is a blessing. And he's just trying to get healthy and recover.
That's why he's not here right now.
He's not here.
Yeah. And prayer requests that you...
Prayer requests?
Yes.
I've been having some major dental issues this last week. Last Sunday I started having some pain. By Tuesday, my whole face was swollen. And so I went to an emergency dental appointment, and that had now, and it's also affected me on the other side of it. And so it's a major thing. I mean, it was really scary because my face was so swollen. I thought it was going to like cause me major issues. They even suggested I go to the emergency room and do the IV antibiotics. And I'm like, no, I'm not. So
no, the infection.
That was my choice not to do that. But the antibiotics started working right away, and I don't like taking antibiotics. It's been many years, so now just all the other things that happen when you take antibiotics. Anyway, I just that. And of course the cost of all the dental prayer and this whole thing, and wisdom and discernment. Dentist, I believe, next month he gets his naturopathic dental certificate or whatever that is. So that's a huge blessing to me. Anyways.
Is the infection under control? Yeah.
It's getting there. Pretty much. Some of the swelling's still there, but I haven't had problems like this in 5 years. And it's been a long time. So.
I just had my wisdom tooth out about a little bit ago. Hard to talk afterwards. But, yeah.
I'd like to pray for my niece. She flew out here from North Carolina, got out in the Marines. My sister walked in with her. I didn't recognize her. She cut all her hair off and became dyke. So she needs deliverance big time.
Okay.
She married another female Marine. I want to see her get delivered. I know that's where it happens through prayer.
Are you able to lead us in prayer about her right now?
Heavenly Father, we just cry out to you. Just lift up Darian. We ask that you send your Hakodesh to convict her in a great mighty way. You draw her in with your loving kindness while there's still time to repent. Ask that we just continue to lift her up, Lord. She was such a sweet girl when she was younger. Just me away, seeing all that wonderful long hair of hers is gone. I was shocked that I didn't recognize her. Lord, I ask that you just touch her even now. She's out there in North Carolina. She is mighty angel.
Yeah. Amen. I pray for the infection in Sandra's tooth, root, that you would just overcome that. Send the pain away and the swelling away and the infection. Kill the infection. Amen. Yes, David.
So, Len and I have some dear friends. We live in Minnesota. They now live in Indiana. And they're about my age, so they're all parts. And she's really hit with depression really bad. That's where she had to be in a facility for it. And they're Christians. Just pray that the Lord can pull her away from that. Really, really good. Had a really hard life. June
And Eugene. Pray for June and Eugene. Larry and then Jerry.
My brother-in-law,
Peace. Amen. Amen.
Just request prayers for our brother Michael Hurd. Many of us know the Hurd expression, Mike. He had dental surgery in November. He had a tooth pulled, and the dentist didn't ask about prior drugs that he'd been taking, and because he had taken Fosamax, it has destroyed this part of his jaw, and he has a huge lump here. And they're waiting to hear. They had to go. There's no dentist, surgical dentist here that will even tackle what is going on with him. So he's got to go down to the valley, and we're just waiting to hear about that appointment. And he has dementia. And this, in the last few weeks, really has weakened his impression. I can see a difference.
Mr. Hurd, we do pray for Mr. Hurd, that you would please help comfort him and heal him from this the degeneration in his jaw. Please restore that. Thank you for answers to prayer. Pray for Gene and Eugene, yeah, and Larry's friends too. Please just deal with these circumstances and let them come through, knowing that you're a part of this world, and that you're doing what you would like to accomplish for their good if they would cooperate. Amen. All right. Do the speaking of Aaronic prayer. I was trying to remember. Is this a recording? I think so. Okay, we'll get to the Aaronic prayer in the middle of our teaching or reading. I'm going to read straight through, or we are going to read straight through. It's a shorter passage, and then we'll have our teaching / midrash in the afternoon after Oneg. So, starting Numbers chapter 4, verse 21. Okay, very good.
Numbers 4, starting verse 20. They are not, however, to go into the watch while the set-apart objects are being covered, lest they die. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, take a census also of the sons of Gershon by their father's house, by their clans. Register them from 30 years old and above, even to 50 years old, all who enter to perform the service, to do the service in the tent of appointment. This is the service of the clans of the Gershonites, in serving and in bearing burdens. And they shall bear the curtains of the dwelling place and the tent of appointment with its covering, the covering of fine leather that is on it, the covering for the door of the tent of appointment, and the screens of the courtyard, and the coverings of the door of the gate of the courtyard, which is around the dwelling place and the slaughter place, and their cords, and all the equipment for their service, and all that is made for them, so shall they serve. At the mouth of Aaron and his sons is all the service of the sons of the Gershonites, all their burden and all their service. And you shall appoint them to all the duty of their burden. This is the service of the clans from the sons of Gershon in the tent of appointment. And let their duties be under the hand of Ithamar, son of Aaron, the priest. As for the sons of Merari, register them by their clans and by their father's house. Register them from 30 years old and above, even to 50 years old, all who enter into the service to do the work of the tent of appointment. And this is the duty of their burden, according to all of their service for the tent of appointment. The boards of the dwelling place and its bars, its columns and its sockets, the columns around the courtyard with their sockets, and their pegs and their cords, and with all their equipment and all of their service. And assign to each by name the equipment of the duty of their burden. This is the service of the clans of the son of Merari, as all their service for the tent of appointment under the hand of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. So Moshe and Aaron and the leaders of the congregation registered the sons of the Kenites by their clans and by their fathers' houses, from 30 years old and above, even to 50 years old, all who entered the service for the work of the tent of appointment. And their registered ones by their clans were 2,750. And there were registered ones of the clans of the Kephalites, all those serving at the tent of appointment, whom Moshe and Aaron registered according to the mouth of Yahweh by the hand of Moshe. And those registered ones of the sons of Gershon by their clans and by their father's house, from 30 years old and above, even to 50 years old, all who entered the service for the work in the tent of appointment, the registered ones by their clans, by their father's house, were 2,630. These were the registered ones of the clans of the sons of Gershon. All of those who served in the tent of appointment, whom Moshe and Aaron registered according to the mouth of Yahweh. And those clans of the sons of Merari, who were registered by their clans, by their father's house, from 30 years old and above to 50 years old, all who entered the service for the work of the tent of appointment, the registered ones by their clans were 3,200. These were the registered ones of the clans of the sons of Merari, whom Moshe and Aaron registered according to the mouth of Yahweh by the hand of Moshe. All the registered ones of the Levites, whom Moshe and Aaron and the leaders of Israel registered by their clans and by their fathers' houses, from 30 years old and above, even to 50 years old, all who came to do the work of service and the work of bearing the burden in the tent of appointment, their registered ones were 80,580. According to the mouth of Yahweh, they were registered by the hand of Moshe, each according to his service and according to his burden. Thus were they registered by him as Yahweh commanded Moshe.
And chapter 5. Brent, are you able to read chapter 5?
Chapter 5. And Yah spoke to Moshe, saying, Command the children of Israel to send out of the camp every leper and everyone who has a discharge and whoever becomes defiled for a being. Send out both male and female. Send them outside the camp, so that they do not defile their camps in the midst of which I dwell. The children of Israel did so, to send them outside the camp, as Yah had spoken to Moshe. So the children of Israel did. And Yah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel. When a man or a woman commits any sin that men commit in trespass against Yah, and that being is guilty, then they shall confess their sin which they have done, and he shall restore his guilt in its principal plus 1/5 of it, and give to him who has been guilty. But if the man has no relative to restore the guilt to, the guilt which is restored goes to Yah, through the priest, in addition to the ram of the atonement with which atonement is made for him. And every contribution of all the set-apart gifts of the children of Israel, which they bring to the priest, becomes his. And every man set apart gifts becomes his. Whatever any man gives, the priest becomes his. And Yah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, when any man's wife turns aside and has committed a trespass against him, and a man has intercourse with her, and it is hidden from the eyes of her husband, and it is concealed that she has defiled herself, and there was no witness against her, nor was she caught, and a spirit of jealousy comes upon him, and he becomes jealous of his wife who has defiled herself, or a spirit of jealousy comes upon him, and he becomes jealous of his wife although she has not defiled herself, then the man shall bring his wife to the priest, and he shall bring the offering for her, 1/10 of an ephah of barley flour. He is not to pour oil on it or put frankincense on it, because it is a grain offering of jealousy, an offering for remembering, for bringing crookedness to remembrance. And the priest shall bring her near, and shall make her stand before Yah. And the priest shall set apart water in an earthen vessel, and take some of the dust that is on the floor of the dwelling place, and put it in the water. And the priest shall make the woman stand before Yah, and shall uncover the woman's head, and put the offering for remembering in her hands, which is the grain offering of jealousy, while the priest holds in his hands the bitter water that brings a curse. And the priest shall make her swear, say to the woman, if no man has lain with you, and if you have not turned aside to uncleanness under your husband's authority, be free from this bitter water that brings a curse. But if you have turned aside under your husband's authority, and if you have defiled yourself, and some man other than your husband has lain with you, then the priest shall make the woman swear with the oath of the curse, and he shall say to the woman, Yah make you a curse and an oath among your people, when Yah makes your thigh waste away and your belly swell. And this water that causes the curse shall go into your inward parts and make your belly swell and your thigh waste away. And the woman shall say, Amen, amen. And the priest shall write these curses in a book, and shall wipe them off into the bitter water, and shall make the woman drink the bitter water that brings the curse. And the water that brings the curse shall enter her to become bitter. And the priest shall take the grain offering of jealousy from the woman's hand, and shall wave the offering before Yah, and bring it to the slaughter place. And the priest shall take a hand filled with the offering, as its remembrance offering, and burn it on the slaughter place. And afterward make the woman drink the water. And when he has made her drink the water, then it shall be, if she has defiled herself and has committed a trespass against her husband, that the water that brings the curse shall enter her and become bitter. And her belly shall swell, and her thighs shall waste away. And the woman shall become a curse among her people. But if the woman has not defiled herself and is clean, then she shall be clear and shall conceive children. This is the Torah of jealousy, when a wife turns aside under her husband's authority and defiles herself, or when a spirit of jealousy comes upon a man, and he becomes jealous of his wife, then he shall make the woman stand before Yah, and the priest shall do to her all this Torah. And the man shall be clear from crookedness, but the woman bear her crookedness.
Chapter 6. Brian?
And Yah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, say to them, when a man and a woman does separate by making a vow of a Nazarite to be separate to Yah, he separates himself from wine and strong drink. He drinks neither vinegar of wine nor vinegar of strong drink. Neither does he drink any grape juice, nor eat grapes or raisins. All the days of the separation he does not eat whatever is made of the grapevine. All the days of the vow of separation, the razor does not come upon his head, until the days are completed for which he does separate himself to Yah. He is set apart. He shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow long, and all the days of his separation to Yah he does not go near a dead body. He does not make himself unclean for his father, or for his mother, or for his brother, or his sister, when they die, because this separation to Elohim is on his head. All the days of the separation he is set apart to Yah. And when anyone dies beside him,
in an instant, suddenly, and he has defiled the head of the separation, and he shall shave his head on that day of his cleansing. On the seventh day he shaves it, and on the eighth day he brings 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons to the priest, to the door of the tent of appointment. And the priest shall prepare one as a sin offering, and the other as an ascending offering, and shall make atonement for him, because he sinned by reason of the dead body. And he shall set apart his head on that day, and shall separate to Yah the days of the separation, and shall bring a male lamb a year old as a guilt offering. But the former days are not counted, because the separation was defiled. And this is the Torah of the Nazarite. When the days of his separation are completed, he is brought to the door of the tent of appointment, and he shall bring his offering to Yah, one male lamb a year old, a perfect one, as an ascending offering, and one ewe lamb a year old, a perfect one, as a sin offering, and one ram a perfect one, as a peace offering, and a basket of unleavened bread, cakes of fine flour mixed with oil, and unleavened thin cakes anointed with oil, and their grain offering with their drink offerings. And the priest shall bring them before Yah and prepare his sin offering and his ascending offering. And he shall prepare the ram as a slug ram of peace offerings to Yah, together with the basket of unleavened bread. And the priest shall prepare his grain offering and his drink offering. Verse 18. And the Nazarite shall shave the head of the separation at the door of the tent of appointment, and shall take the hair from the head of the separation, and shall put it on the fire which is under the flowering of the peace offering. And the priest shall take the boiled shoulder of the ram, and one unleavened cake from the basket, and one unleavened thin cake, and put them upon the hands of the Nazarite after he has shaved his hair of separation. Then the priest shall wave them a wave offering before Yah. It is set apart for the priest, besides the breast of the wave offering, and besides the thigh of the contribution. And afterwards the Nazarite shall drink wine. This is the Torah of the Nazarite who vows to Yah the offering of the separation, and besides that, whatever else his hand is able to provide. According to the vow which he takes, he shall do according to the Torah of the separation. And Yah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to him evermore, and his son, saying, This is how you bless the children of Israel. Say to them, Yah bless you and guard you. Yah make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. Yah lift up his face upon you and give you peace. Thus they shall put my name on the children of Israel, and I myself shall bless them. Abrahamic blessing. Okay. We didn't do it at the beginning. Want to do it right now? So I mean, I'm not Aaron, but we do ask for his blessing. May Yahweh bless you and keep you. Yahweh make his face to shine upon you, and be gracious to you. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Chapter 7. We have any pickers? Okay. I'll do it. I'll catch this one. On the day when Moses had finished setting up the tabernacle and had anointed and consecrated it with all his furnishings, and had anointed and consecrated the altar with all its utensils, the chiefs of Israel, heads of their fathers' houses, who were chiefs of the tribes, who were over those who were listed, approached and brought their offerings before Yahweh, 6 wagons and 12 oxen, a wagon for every 2 of the chiefs, and for each one an ox. They brought them before the tabernacle. Then Yahweh said to Moses, Accept these from them, that they may be used in the service of the tent of meeting, and give them to the Levites, to each one according to his service. So Moshe took the wagons and the oxen and gave them to the Levites. 2 wagons and 4 oxen he gave to the sons of Gershon according to their service, and 4 wagons and 8 oxen he gave to the sons of Merari according to their service, under the direction of Ithamar the son of Aaron the priest. But to the sons of Kohath he gave none, because there were they were charged with the service of the holy things that had to be carried on shoulder. And the chiefs offered offerings of the dedication of the altar on the day it was anointed. And the chiefs offered their offering before the altar. And Yahweh said to Moshe, they shall offer their offerings, one chief each day, for the dedication of the altar. He who offered his offering the first day was Nahshon, the son of Amminadab, of the tribe of Judah, and his offering was 1 silver plate, whose weight was 130 shekels. 1 silver basin of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering. 1 golden dish of 10 shekels, full of incense. 1 bull from the herd, 1 ram and 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering. 1 male goat for a sin offering. And for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Nahshon, the son of Amminadab. On the second day, Nathaniel, the son of Zuar, the chief of Issachar, made an offering. He offered his offering 1 silver plate, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver basin of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering. 1 golden dish of 10 shekels, full of incense. 1 bull from the herd, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old, for a burnt offering, and 1 male goat for a sin offering. And for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Nathaniel, the son of Zuar. On the third day, Eliab, the son of Helon, the chief of the people of Zebulun, of Zebulun, his offering was 1 silver plate, whose weight was 130 shekels. 1 silver basin of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering. 1 golden dish of 10 shekels, full of incense. 1 bull from the herd, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old, for a burnt offering. 1 male goat for a sin offering. And for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Eliab, the son of Helon. On the fourth day, Elazar, the son of Shadur, the chief of the people of Reuben, his offering was 1 silver plate, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver basin of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering. 1 golden dish of 10 shekels, full of incense. 1 bull from the herd, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old, for a burnt offering. 1 male goat for a sin offering. And for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Elazar, the son of Shadur. On the fifth day, Shalumiel, the son of Zurishaddai, the chief of the people of Simeon, his offering was 1 silver plate, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver basin of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, and 1 golden dish of 10 shekels, full of incense. 1 bull from the herd, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old, for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Shalumiel, the son of Zurishaddai. On the sixth day, Eliasaph, the son of Duel, the chief of the people of Gad, his offering was 1 silver plate, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver basin of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, and 1 golden dish of 10 shekels, full of incense, 1 bull from the herd, 1 ram, and 1 male lamb a year old for the burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Eliasaph, the son of Duel. On the seventh day, Elishama, the son of Ammihud, the chief of the people of Ephraim, his offering was 1 silver plate, whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver basin of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering. 1 golden dish of 10 shekels, full of incense, 1 bull from the herd, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, and 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Elishama, the son of Ammihud. On the 8th day, Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur, the chief of the people of Manasseh, his offering was 1 silver plate whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver basin, 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering. 1 golden dish of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull from the herd, 1 ram, 1 male goat a year old for a burnt offering, and 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur. On the 9th day, Abidan, the son of Gideoni, the chief of the people of Benjamin, Binyamin, his offering was 1 silver plate whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver basin of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 golden dish of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull from the herd, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, and 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. And this was the offering of Abidan, the son of Gideoni. On the 10th day, Ahizer, the son of Ammishaddai, the chief of the people of Dan, his offering was 1 silver plate whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver basin of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 golden dish of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull from the herd, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Ahizer, the son of Ammishaddai. On the 11th day, Pagiel, the son of Ochran, the chief of the people of Asher, his offering was 1 silver plate whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver basin of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 golden dish of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull from the herd, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Pagiel, the son of Ochran. And on the 12th day, Ahira, the son of Enan, the chief of the people of Naphtali, his offering was 1 silver plate whose weight was 130 shekels, 1 silver basin of 70 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, both of them full of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, 1 golden dish of 10 shekels full of incense, 1 bull from the herd, 1 ram, 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old. This was the offering of Ahira, the son of Enan. This was the dedication offering for the altar on the day when it was anointed. From the chiefs of Israel, 12 silver plates, 12 silver basins, 12 golden dishes, 12 golden dishes, each silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and each basin, all the silver of the vessels, 2,400 shekels, according to the shekel of the sanctuary. The 12 golden dishes full of incense weighing 10 shekels apiece, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, and all the gold of the dishes being 120 shekels. All of the cattle for the burnt offering, 12 bulls, 12 rams, 12 male lambs a year old, and with their grain offering, and the 12 male goats for a sin offering, and all the cattle for the sacrifice of peace offerings, 24 bulls, the rams 60, the male goats 60, the male lambs a year old 60. This was the dedication offering for the altar after it was anointed. And when Moshe went into the tent of meeting to speak with Yahweh, he heard the voice speaking to him from above the mercy seat that was on the ark of the testimony, from between the 2 cherubim, and it spoke to him. That's the end of that portion there.
Very nice, Good job.
Hopefully it wasn't too fast. I was trying to... Anyway, but it does appear where we might be lacking somewhat in our interest in what these people gave. It seems that Yahweh is interested enough to record every last little thing they gave. It's like,
Equal amounts.
yeah, an equal amounts, and he pays attention to that. That's important to know. He values what we give.
Not
So
only that like we know what a shekel is, and the rate of our currency changes our wage every. So if you were to look up like what's the rate of gold right now, what's the rate of silver, and I use a conversion, I don't know what it would be, but I'm sure it would be a lot.
yeah,
Think
okay.
about the number of animals that are being there, 60 of each type for 5 of each of these tribes. That's a lot of animals to kind of keep track of. It's a big herd, especially moving around, wandering in the desert.
It's true. Yeah. So we'll carry on to Judges chapter 13, verses 2 through 25.
Read it.
All right.
Judges. There was a certain man of Sorah, of the tribe of Danites, whose name was Manoah. And his wife was barren and had no children. And the angel of Yahweh appeared to the woman and said to her, Behold, you are barren and have not borne children, but you shall conceive and bear a son. Therefore be careful, and drink no wine or strong drink, and eat nothing unclean. For behold, you shall conceive and bear a son. No razor shall come upon his head, for the child shall be a Nazarite to Yahweh from the womb. He shall begin to save Israel from the hand of the Philistines. Then the woman came and told her husband, A man of Yahweh came to me, and his appearance was like the appearance of the angel of Yahweh. Very awesome. I did not ask him where he was from, and he did not tell me his name. But he said to me, Behold, you shall conceive and bear a son. So then drink no wine or strong drink, and eat nothing unclean, for the child shall be a Nazarite to Yahweh from the womb to the day of his death. Then Manoah prayed to Yahweh and said, O Yahweh, bless let the man of Yah, whom you sent, come again to us and teach us what we are to do with the child who will be born. And Yahweh listened to the voice of Manoah. And the angel of Yah came again to the woman as she sat in the field. But Manoah, her husband, was not with her. 10. The woman ran quickly and told her husband, Behold, the man who came to me the other day has appeared to me. And Manoah arose and went after his wife, and came to the man and said to him, Are you the man who spoke to this woman? And he said, I am. And Manoah said, Now when your words come true, what is to be the child's manner of life, and what is his mission? And the angel of Yahweh said to Manoah, Of all that I said to the woman, let her be careful. She may not eat anything that comes from the vine, neither let her drink wine or strong drink, or eat any unclean thing. All that I commanded her, let her observe. 50. Manoah said to the angel of Yahweh, Please let us detain you, and prepare a young goat for you. And the angel of Yahweh said to Manoah, If you detain me, I will not eat of your food. But if you prepare a burnt offering, then offer it to Yahweh. For Manoah did not know that he was the angel of Yahweh. And Manoah said to the angel of Yahweh, What is your name, so that when your words come true, we may honor you? And the angel of Yahweh said to him, Why do you ask my name, saying it is wonderful? So Manoah took the young goat with the grain offering and offered it to the rock to Yahweh, to the one who works wonders. And Manoah and his wife were watching. And when the flame went up towards the heaven from the altar, the angel of Yahweh went up in the flame of the altar. Now Manoah and his wife were watching, and they fell on their faces to the ground. 21. The angel of Yahweh appeared no more to Manoah and his wife. Then Manoah knew that he was the angel of Yahweh. Manoah said to his wife, We shall surely die, for we have seen now. But his wife said to him, If Yahweh had meant to kill us, he would not have accepted a burnt offering and a grain offering at our hands, or shown us all these things, or now announced to us such things as these. And the woman bore a son and called him Samson. The young man grew, and Yahweh blessed him. And the Spirit of Yahweh began to stir him in the Mahane Mananedan, between Zorah and Eshtaol.
All right, thank you. And we're going to go ahead and read in the Brit HaDasha, starting at John chapter 7. Okay, verse 53 through chapter 8, 11. So, yeah.
And each one went to his own house. And Yahweh went to the mountain of Olives. And at dawn he came and all the people were coming to him. And having sat down, he was teaching them. And the scribes and Pharisees brought to him a woman taught their toes. And said, Teacher, this woman was caught in the act. And the Torah mercy commanded that such should be. But then stayed. This case of warning so that they might accuse Yahweh and lean down the
I'll tell you that.
But he helped us up and said, it was out without sin, finding the letting she threw us down and then got again. And they were being reproved righteousness and by being from and Yeshua was left and Yeshua was sweet out one that moved are the accusers no one can hear me. Where do I come from?
Okay, thank you. John 11, the verse 1 through 54. Anybody feel read? Morgan?
A certain one was sick, Eleazar, Beth and Yah, the village of Miriam and her sister Martha. Now it was Miriam who anointed the master with perfume and wiped his feet with her hair. His brother Eleazar was sick. For the sisters sent to him, saying, Master, see, he whom you love is sick. But when Yeshua heard, he said, This sickness is not unto death, but for the esteem of Elohim, so that the son of Elohim might be esteemed by it. Now Yeshua loved Martha and her sister and Eleazar. Therefore, when he heard that he was sick, and indeed he stayed at the place where he was 2 more days. And after this, he said to the taught one, Let us go back to Yehuda. The taught one said to him, Rabbi, the Yehudim were but now seeking to stone you, and you are going back there? Yeshua answered, Are there not 12 hours in the day? If anyone walks in the day, he does not stumble because he sees the light of this world. But if anyone walks in the night, he stumbles because the light is not in him. He said this, and after that he said to them, Our friend Eleazar has fallen asleep, but I am going there to wake him up. Therefore the taught one said to him, Master, if he has fallen asleep, he shall recover. But Yeshua had spoken about his death, whereas they thought he spoke of taking rest and sleep. So then Yeshua said to them plainly, Eleazar has died. And for your sake I am glad I was not there in order for you to believe, but let us go to him. Amah, who was called the twin, then said to his fellow taught ones, let us also go, so that we die with him. Therefore, when Yahshua arrived, he found that he had already been 4 days in the tomb. Now Beth and Yah was near Yerushalayim, about 15 stadia away. Many of the Yehudim had come to Martha and Miriam to comfort them concerning their brother. Martha, then, when she had heard that Yahshua was coming, met him. Miriam was sitting in the house. Martha then said to Yahshua, Master, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Even now I know that whatever you might ask of Elohim, Elohim shall give you. Yahshua said to her, your brother shall rise again. Martha said to him, I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection of the last day. Yahshua said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he dies, he shall live. And everyone that is living, believing in me, shall never die at all. Do you believe this? She said to him, yes, Master, I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of Elohim, who is coming into the world. And having said this, she went away and called her sister Miriam, saying, the teacher is here and calls you. When she heard, she rose up quickly and came to him. And Yahshua had not yet come into the village, but was at the place where Martha met him. Therefore the Yehudim who were with her in the house and were comforting her, when they saw that Miriam rose up quickly and went out following her, saying, she is going to the tomb to weep there. Miriam, therefore, when she had come before Yahshua, was, and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying to him, Master, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Yahshua, therefore, when he saw her weeping, and the Yehudim who came to her, groaned in the spirit and was troubled, and said, where have you laid him? And they said to him, Master, come and see. Yahshua wept. Yehudim therefore said, see how he loved him. And some of them said, was this the one who opened the eyes of the blind, not also able to prevent this one from dying? Yahshua therefore, again groaning in himself, came to the tomb. Now it was a cave, and a stone lay against it. Yahshua said, take away the stone. Martha, the sister of him who had died, said to him, Master, already he smells, for it is 4 days. Yahshua said to her, did I not say to you that if you believe, you shall see the esteem of Elohim? So they took away the stone where the dead man was laid, and Yahshua lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank you that you have heard me, and I know that you always hear me. But because of the crowd standing by, I said this in order that they may believe you sent me. When he had said this, he cried with a loud voice, Eleazar, come out! And he who had died came out, bound, feet and hands with wrappings, and his face was wrapped with a cloth. Yahshua said to them, loosen him and let him go. Therefore many of the Yehudim who had come to Miriam had seen what Yahshua did, believing in him. But some of them went away to the Pharisees and told them what Yahshua did. So the chief priests and the Pharisees gathered a council and said, what shall we do? Because this man does many signs. If we let him alone like this, they shall all believe in him, and the Romans shall come and take away from us both our place and nation. And one of them, Yavapai, being a high priest that year, said to them, you know not, neither do you consider that it is better for us that one man die for the people than the entire nation should perish. But when he did not say this from himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yahshua was about to die for the nation. But not for the nation only, but together into one the children of Elohim who were scattered abroad. So from that day on they plotted to kill him. Yahshua therefore no longer went openly among the Yehudim, but went from there into the country near the wilderness to a city called Ephraim, and remained there with his top.
Okay. And then moving on to Acts 21, verse 17 through 32. All right. Very good.
When he had arrived in Jerusalem, the city was gladdened. And on the following day, Shaul was in with us, Yaakov, and all the elders came, and having greeted them, he was relating one by one what Elohim had done among the nations through his servants. And when they heard it, they praised the master, and they said to him, You see, brother, how many thousands of young people there are who believe and are all ardent in the Torah. But they have been informed about you that you teach all the Jews who are among the nations for the sake of Moshe, saying not to circumcise children nor to walk according to the practices. But then is it, they shall surely hear that you have come. So do this, what we say to you, we have 4 men who have taken a vow. Take them and be cleansed of them, and pay their expenses so that they shave their heads. And all shall know that what they have been informed about you is not so, but that you yourselves also walk orderly in the Torah. But concerning the nations who believe, we have written and decided that they should keep themselves from what is offered to idols, and blood, and what is strangled, and torn. Then shall hold 2 men on the next day, and having been cleansed of them, went into the set apart place to announce the completion of the days of separation, until the offerings should be presented for each one of them. And when the 7 days were almost ended, they came contagious, even in the set apart place, for stirring up all the crowd. They laid hands on him, crying out, Let him Israel! This is the man who is teaching all men everywhere they must people. For in this place, the Messiah also brought priests to the set apart place, and has changed the set apart place. They had been thought that Sheol had dwelt in the set apart place. And the entire city was moved and rushed together to see Sheol, and dragged him out of the set apart place, and immediately the door was shut. And then, while they were seeking to kill him, the report came to the commander of the company of soldiers that all the other beings was in confusion. At once the soldiers attacked and ran down to them, and they, having seen the commander of the soldiers, stopped shooting Sheol.
All right, thank you. So we're going to go ahead and break for lunch, and then we'll start up again afterwards, after Oneg. You may want to give thanks for lunch today. We'll bless them. You want to? Okay, stand up and speak it loud.
Okay. Dear God, thank you for lunch today, and thank you for this meeting that we can have today, because your grace, and it's the only reason why we're alive now. So, thank you for your mercy. May it endure forever.
Thank you. Thank you, Yahweh. All right. So don't be bashful. We'll go ahead and get lunch, and then we'll come back and see what time is it right now. 12. All right. Oh yeah, can you? Yeah, you might want to. Otherwise, they'll be watching me.
Listen to all this. All right, people, I'm going to turn off the feed. I may turn it back on after lunch.
I was able to make it.